tackle shots in a lot of situations too. So yeah, this looks like a pretty dream setup for BZM. I'm really looking forward to see what he's going to be able to do with it. And let's see how much more fighting we do have, because they have a much stronger draft in terms of early game also to fight, right? Last game, it's about that 15-minute timer for Tundra to come online to get the fight for the timing. This one, they can fight earlier.
Well, let's see if Gaming can give it a bit of a better shot this game, or if it's going to be another tough one.
Prepare for battle.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Game 2 time here between Gaming and Tundra. Tundra currently up 1 game in this best of 3. I mean, but yeah, indeed, to talk about, do you think they did forget about the morph, or they didn't care?
I'm not sure.
Because there is a lot to think about,
morph game.
And that's the thing, right? It does feel like maybe they did just forget about it.
Possibilities. Maybe they were just like, there's just so many things that could have been going on, right? Because they were probably thinking, oh, this could potentially actually still be BZM looking at this mid.
Yep.
Maybe they do think that they have this answer, though. Perhaps the one thing I'm thinking about is exactly this, with a stat that we're bringing up for
look
Tofu.
At that. He's never lost.
I think what they might look to do is make the early rotations with Tofu toward mid, because Wind Ranger versus Morphling is one of the best things that you can actually play in early game, because you can just catch him off guard. A little power shot when he's doing his little shift thing, it really can get the snipes. And we've seen Tofu, he makes the moves to mid, even at 2 minutes sometimes. We saw that the other day versus Kiyotaka. He killed him, literally at the 2-minute mark. So eyes on that. I think that's going to be the move that Gaiman looks to do to set up Quinn for a better approach versus that morph. But let's see how things go down. There's a lot of answers, I would say, from Tundra that they did with their opener versus Beast too, right? He's playing versus Tusk, so Snowball save versus Roar. He's playing versus AA with Blast versus the potential Ags builds later. So it does feel like Tundra has the edge in terms of hero matchups, but let's see how these lanes end up going down.
Because like, obviously we're very much impressed, and like by this last pick morph getting through, it's like, wow, this is a pretty good game for BZM to get the mid morph. I mean, but before that did come out though, Watson going for the Weaver, it did feel like a pretty smart carry decision, right? 100%. To take the Weaver into this game.
Yeah, the lane in particular, right? You're playing this. I think Weaver and Ursa are the two that we've seen that destroy the Darkseer the hardest in terms of the laning aspect, and then also the lack of catch can definitely be apparent. I mean, we talked about maybe some lack of catch versus the morph. Look at the lack of catch versus this versus the Weaver, right? There's a Tusk, and that's pretty much the control until BZM turns into some heroes, right?
Gets some chains or shackles. Or,
So we'll have to see how much BZM can do in terms of catching him as Zuxa will find a courier. That's the Tangos. And an interesting build. I did want to point this one out from 33. I think this is the first time I've seen it. A Bracer he starts with. So kind of cool. I don't think I've seen that from the Darkseers lately. And Gaming, with their first move, we saw their initial start to this game. They get into the triangle, and they already put wards down, which you don't really see that often. Ward to block the Ancients versus the Darkseer, and even one to scout.
Very early on.
So very early stuff we see from that.
Yeah, we'll see how many sort of potential stacks that messes with.
Win right now in the mid lane is doing excellent in these first few waves.
Yeah, he's been able to shove the first few in pretty nicely against BZM.
Yeah. It's not about that lane only, though, right? For the Morphling, it's about him being able to turn into that Ember Spit a lot of times. So Quinn is pivoting a little bit here, because usually what ends up happening, from what I've seen some of the times, is they still do the slight chains build, and then the Morph can use it against them. So maybe Quinn is going to go at like only 1 point in the chain and max out. Something like that. So we'll see what his adaptation is going to be toward that matchup. And they absolutely, like, that's the one thing I would say for Gaming that they did go into this game with, is looking to win at least 2 of the lanes. Tundra's perhaps a bit of a slower one, but definitely ways to fight around the early game depending on how BZM does.
Yeah, really, so far, just very well played by Quinn here in the first few waves.
And he's going to be the double points in the Flame Guard to be able to play versus that Morphling. BZM will be able to get that water rune. We did see Tofu actually skilled Wind Run level 1, so he was looking to trade and assist more with the Beastmaster. Not going to check that first rune. Perhaps the second one, we could see that rotation.
Yeah, for sure. I think, 4-minute water rune, you're going to see Tofu maybe look for potential snipes.
Yeah, you just get hit by that power shot when you're shifted down, grabbing the rune, and you could just die, so...
I mean, to the
they do have a ward, though, so that's something else to point out. I think they're expecting that movement. Whitemon did place this one earlier, so I think there's some preparation.
That is very true, actually. That is definitely let's not get our morph mid sniped by the Wind Ranger ward.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Tofu, get the double stack going for the Beastmaster. So they'll have those stacks a little earlier than the Darkseer will in particular. 33, soon to hit level 3. Usually we talk about the timing of the Ion Shell. This one's hard to actually kill the core in particular, and even killing something like Warlock. He's deceptively tanky. If you do go for him, you get Fatal Bond. You could end up losing a hero yourself if you do go for the kill. So
absolutely, he's got Lotus. He's already getting a few one charges. He gets that Shadow Word off on himself, and he ain't dying that quickly.
Yeah, and they might just be able to turn for you because of the damage that the Weaver can do. And speaking of the Weaver, 33 will be able to get the Surge off. Takes quite a bit of a beating there, but will survive. 2 lanes looking quite good for the side game.
Yeah, look at that there, of course. Quinn,
for sure.
Ember Spirit. The most played.
He likes these 4 heroes quite a lot. Not the Void Spirit anymore because it's a pretty awful hero right now, but he used to love it until they nerfed the sacking that top lane. We see that a lot for the Darkseers. So Watson gonna have full free farm.
Radiant's middle tower.
And what kind of build have we been liking on the carry Weaver in this patch?
Usually just Falcon Blade, and then they
like
in this game,
Maelstrom build or Deso build.
I think I could see merit for the Deso, but he might just do the standard.
Traxxer
Might get caught this time.
Tried to step up to the lane. He's going to be going down. First blood goes to Malady.
XP, that Grimoire. Always likes to get kills on this Warlock. We saw an insane performance in that last game. We absolutely do have to highlight also. Slight, plus the Beastmaster eventually. And yeah, Quinn, 0 points in chains. So this is the pivot like that he's gone for. I like this quite a bit versus that Morph matchup.
Because, well, just to reiterate what... all the Embers we see, nobody goes the Flame Guard build.
They go. They usually have more. They usually actually just have more points in the chains. Yeah, straight up. Yeah.
Yeah. This is very much a situation-specific thing here. He's doing against this Morph.
Yep. Cool to see the pivot, and yeah, it's definitely working for him. I mean, 28-8 to 28-6. He's completely fine in this matchup at the moment.
Yeah, and he can't die.
Nope. BZM also, though, shouldn't die unless there is that rotation that comes from the Wind Ranger. But again, Whitemon instantly placed the ward again. Not the same one that he had before, but the one to scout the movement. So you see on the bottom side, actually, sorry, he's watching. So for the Wind Ranger, if there's going to be that rotation, they'll see Tofu coming. So
yeah, I mean, I guess it's as if sort of Tofu's aware that they might have set up in such fashion because he's not actually attempting to make any of those plays towards the mid early on to look for a snipe.
And maybe it is also him just being like, you know what, we're going to play the stack game for the Beastmaster as well, too.
Yeah, so. Which he has done very nicely. Set up quite a bit of farm there for Ace to clean up.
No Ancients here, though, as we do see that Sentry. Whitemon, he came with the preparation today. Power Rune. Our BZM will be able to get it. So an Arcane Rune being able to be denied away from Quinn. Of course, not the most crazy one on BZM for now, but he is holding the skill point. So definitely the potential of him looking for a Morph play. They're looking for perhaps to move on mid, but Quinn is 6. Bottom, Ace.
Chrysalis. And pretty aggressive. I'll turn towards Tofu instead, but a TP's going to be coming in. They're able to turn, get the Shackle on a Chrysalis.
There's a power shot available, too. I mean, he lines it up.
If he hits it, it's going to be pretty close. Yeah, there it is. Beautifully done there off the back of the axes into the power shot. They take Chrysalis down.
Can Soxa get a return kill?
He wants to try. But the shards on a Tofu will get him, but will he actually get out? The Shadow Word's down upon him.
No suicide. Doesn't want to take the long walk all the way back, so 20 seconds that will be gone.
We'll see that dive up top that we had at the same time as the action down bottom.
Nice move. Ace, yeah, he's doing the stack. So to point out, he is still going to, of course, go for the Ags build, as we do see most of the Dukes. He also has Beast Mode, but there is answers for it this game. There's going to be an AA. That Ice Blast is going to prevent a lot of the healing, and eventually 33 will build pipes, so they will have some of these answers for this Beast Ags. I thought this could have even perhaps been a game where he does look to pivot and go for this Dominator kind of style, but as soon as you see Beast Mode, they're never going to do it. But the fact that you can't actually just like get rid of that creep a lot of times can be pretty effective. But sometimes the Doom can just eat it, but you can't anymore because it's the Helm of Overlord build. They changed that, so... But yeah, not going to be the case. He's still just going to go standard. So we'll see if that actually works versus the answers that there's going to be from the AA. And speaking of the AA, Chrysalis is jungling, and they're giving Whitemon the lane. So they're trying to get that Ice Blast on.
It's going to be huge. Top.
Radiant's top tower.
Extra in 33. Not going to go on Tofu. They're a little wary whilst Watson's around.
Malady has the level 6 too. He has the 4 Grimoire stacks, so can just pop in and drop a Golem. Mid lane, BZM did find himself a shield rune, so playing at 200 HP, but he actually has 1,000 because he's got that full barrier built up from the max strength morph. He's putting a lot of pressure onto this tower. Quinn doesn't want to leave the lane because of it. Doesn't want to just give up this tower, so he can't make moves on the side lanes because of it.
So, and I guess the question is as well, for Quinn, like how far are you going with the not skilling chains? Like, do you eventually do it, or is it going to be one where you are just taking stats and just not skilling it at all?
No.
You do still
Still
skill
is
it
absolutely
eventually.
going to get it, yeah. Just not at this point still. As bottom, Doom comes out. That's got to kill.
Can they get a
return? Oh, he's actually getting killed.
He's got to run himself. Chrysalis, he's able to step up, get that. And, no TP's coming in to be able to turn it around.
It's a beautiful solo play. Yeah. Ace was farming a lot too because he was getting all those stacks on the sides. That's huge. Level 7 solo kill. Oh, this might catch him off guard.
Bam!
It does. Whitemon with the early 6.
Is that what caught him? He didn't expect the 6?
Yeah, because they did that little laning play where Chrysalis was jungling and they gave the AA the lane. That actually works out for them to get this extra kill. Very cool.
The sniper becomes the sniped.
Yep.
Between these two, it's going to be ice blast into power shots.
And early kills like this are important for these supports because if you can get an early 8 toast this game, we were talking about lack of control, it can be pretty huge. So Whitemon, he's going to rush it. Even walks up, places a sentry to block the camp. I mean, Whitemon is doing some heads-up moves this game. Just these wards and little plays that they're doing absolutely are adding up in this laning phase. Continuously just having the coverage of BZM, so there's no power shot angles, blocking the camps of the Beastmaster.
Well, here we go, yeah, ready to make an aggressive move with 33.
Yeah, they're looking for
Ice blast back up in a few seconds. They have to smoke.
Quinn is holding skill point. He does have a pointed chain now. Looks like they are trying to make this aggressive move. They have enough to chase.
He's got 1 charges and waveform again in a second, so BZM should be fine.
Quinn. Just thinking about it.
Diving the tier 2 is...
Got the raindrop, it protects him.
Yeah, he did that. They can't get away with this dive. No, this is getting a bit too much.
Haste Rune is allowing him to push the limits on Quinn. Tofu going for another angle. Tries for it, but does not connect.
Saxa. He should go down. Yeah, had to come with the snowball there. Was concerned that Watson was going to be able to finish him off.
Ice blast. He was expecting them to dive more.
Keep diving.
That one's not going to be even close, but you can see what he was trying for there. Mid lane, pressure. 33 wants to stop the push. Decent work with the illusions. The catch behind.
And they found Whitemon. They get him with the shackles. Quinn finishes him off with the slide of fist.
Level 9 now, so max slight. He's got the chains as well. And they finish off the tower.
Yeah, they should get this.
Looks like they will be able to with the Weaver here as well. He is going Deso, at least at the moment. We're seeing him queue it up. And
I'd like
because he has the Ember, it makes sense. It just enables the two of them a lot. So I do quite like that. It gives him a good... a lot of mixed damage in particular. Right? Yeah. Ace is going to have magic damage, Malady as well too, and then they're going to have tons of physical and ways to take early objectives.
Yeah, exactly right. Allows you to keep the pressure up.
Yeah.
Something that you really want to do against Tundra. As soon as the game slows down, Tundra's sort of been the masters of taking over.
That was a sick time lapse from Watson.
Oh, but that was a sick vacuum for 33.
33.
The bug. Get it off him. He's going to live.
Watson goes all the way back to base too with the TP. That's okay.
Very nice vacuum from 33. Keeps him safe.
Just cool little plays coming in. Very clever little time lapse for positioning. Quinn sees Whitemon.
He's going to try and get the catch. He'll find him. Whitemon will be able to get the ice blast onto Quinn. Snowball save comes in as well.
Pulling him deeper.
He's thinking about dropping the golem Malady. He will drop it. But tell you what, with the pick pole, Whitemon's able to get out of this. Ends up surviving.
Playing AA versus Ember, this tends to happen. You just get ran at. You just don't have any way to play against it really, but he will get the bailout there from Saxa, so a nice play from him.
Yeah, and very close as well to having the mech online on 33, so
okay. Further
ways to ensure that these sort of skirmishes, the supports aren't going to get taken out that easily by the sort of the poke of Gaming Gladiators heroes.
Gaming is getting off to a pretty hot start here, though. A 3K lead now since they've been able to just back up, farm those stacks for Ace.
And we have seen this before, though.
We absolutely have, and we know how Tundra likes to farm. They do have a Midas finished up also. And also, a lot of times with Darkseer, right? As soon as he gets the first item timing, then they start to group up, and you start to see the power of the sustain and the 5-man fight. But Gaming, setting tempo at the moment. These early towers.
They're on the hunt for Ace.
They get him here. He finishes off the camp just in time.
That's a tricky one.
Might still get caught here. Got him.
Can they get him with the shards? They can. They lock him down. TPs are coming in, but Ace already dead. Can they get out? Whitemon's going to go straight for the TP out. He'll make it away in time.
Saxa will not.
He's looking for Saxa. The chains into the shackles will catch him.
He'll take that, though. Saxa's very happy about that.
You get in, you kill off the Beastmaster, and you end up losing a support for your efforts.
Crystallis is under vision. They have a lot of wards about him. He might get caught. Watson in position. Between the two of them, they don't have the greatest amount of control, though, so very unlikely they can actually just do it with these two. Yeah, very impressed with the way that Quinn has, you know, adapted and pivoted a bit here, just with these small little things. He's got the Mage Slayer done now, too, so this timing, Gaming does have a very good one to be able to pressure here on these towers, too. He's diving.
They're going to go for this. Get the setup on a Chris. This will turn, drop the Doom down, but the shackles will catch on towards Chris. The heal comes in as well as the snowball. Give him a chance to live. They close the gap onto Quinn. Watson's trying to finish Crystallis off. Will manage to finish off the job in return. But still, Gaming, they might just lose Tofu as well. Blast. It's coming in. Not quite catch it.
The blood grenade. Is it going to be enough for the chase? They've got another snowball.
Has he got any way out of this? He does. A BZM turns into the Ember Spirit. Uses a sleight of fist to get the kill.
That was fancy. During the waveform, even.
And they can push onto straight onto the tier 1 mid.
And that's the Darkseer, right? He shows up immediately.
Turns
the mech
it around.
comes out, turns things around. Sure, they still do end up losing that Doom, but get themselves 2 big kills from that aggression. Gaming, that lead gets chunked down very quickly. Watson.
TPs are coming in. They're looking at Watson. The slippery one to catch.
Sox is starting to get the wraparound. He actually just finds a free courier.
Oh, that was the one with the hammer on.
Yeah. Malady get himself out of it. Looks like he can. Malady's actually hanging on to the Grimoire, by the way. He's feeling like he can save it as long as possible. He's at 7 stacks. Actually pretty huge. Could be very high level on this Warlock now. And there's that timing. Beast Ags is finished. It's at the 15-minute mark that we see usually picked up a little earlier, but now it's around that Tormentor timing or Roche timing.
And they got the shackles. Chains as well. Over towards Whitemon. They get the setup on them. Both supports at the same time. Kill Whitemon off, and they're able to chase down Saxa.
And they can go get that Tormentor or Roche if they would like to. Let's see if Tundra looks to go for one of those chain exchanges that we see happen, where the Morph or somebody goes for a Roche while the other team goes for the Tormentor. Game is trying to punish the greed, right? They know that this is a Radiance Doom, going for Midas. There's a Morphling as well, too, so they're looking to play aggressively, especially if Doom is ever used, and we see them hit there pretty hard. Does Tundra go for the Roche? I saw BZM was kind of lingering in the area, but looks like they're not going to be able to do that exchange there that we do see. Tofu?
Tofu might be dead. Ooh, close.
And who gets it? It's Tofu. So a very good shard that he's able to pick up there.
Never refuse good given.
Crystallis, Radiance is done. Time to farm. Even more. Atos on Whitemon, so they do have catch now for him, so they can look to perhaps even get these extra kills if a hero does show. Top 33. He's able to get himself out.
Tofu.
They've got the shard. Are they going to be able to close the gap?
It's giving a bit of a chance to set up onto him.
There's a shackle available.
A little bit of time for us to try and close him, and not enough to land.
Numbers.
Now BZM's ready to turn. The Golem will be dropped onto the two of them, but Chris is able to get the Tomb down straight away on towards him before he's able to get the roar off Ace. Ooh. As Ace is gone. Same time down bottom, Watson and Quinn will be able to dive in.
What? Can Malady get out too? It looks like he's actually sneaking himself away. Saxa won't be able to play himself out of it. Somehow Malady just walks away. All right, he actually ends up surviving that there. Chase too far. As soon as the shackle doesn't connect, you can see it's just they pushed too far there.
They got a little bit too messy.
The shackle connects, sure. Perhaps they could chase, but yeah, not able to.
Radiant's bottom tower.
BZM very close to having the Manta.
Then, I mean, he's yet to die, and once he's got Manta, it looks very complicated to bring down this Morphling. Quinn will be able to get himself a power rune, so this amp damage could be something to look at here for this next fight.
They've got the Deso, so they've got decent damage.
They have a lot of damage now. They actually might be able to just go for that Roche here with that Deso pickup. There's a ward right outside it, though. So Whitemon, I actually didn't even see him place that one, but he will be able to have the information to go for the Ice Blast if they do go for that Rosh. Just going to go SNY. So the usual build we see on these Embers, especially when you're playing versus Doom, it's going to have that status resist. And yeah, they're going to start the Rosh. It's seen, though. So that ward is scouting them go through it, but they're going to kill it very fast. And pretty healthy with the Shadow Ward coming in, too. Mine still just might throw the AA Blast anyway. Let's see. I'm not going to really prevent them from doing it. Demon is hitting their timings, but Tundra, they like to play the slower style. They like to wait for that farm until they get that big hit, and the BKB from Crystallis might be that timing that they go for when they look to group up around it.
Gaming, they need to get a lot done with this Aegis. Maybe even more than just a tier 2. It feels like, you know, against Tundra, you got to get so much. Like, to be at this position, 5k ahead, it's just not a position that's making Tundra feel uncomfortable.
No, they're okay with this.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, at the moment, Tundra's still getting to play their game. Gaming, they need to continue to do their best to try and do that little bit more.
And they will. They are smoking up. They're looking for the next play. Watson also, he buys the shard, so he is looking to keep himself in a good spot of farm.
Dire's bottom tower.
Let's wrap around tier 2, Quinn.
So Axel's going to spot Tofu first. Quinn.
Instant Greaves.
Dire's bottom tower.
I got the Raw. He still wants to try and go for this kill. Quinn's ready to join as well. Jumps in with the Remnant. 33 will be able to turn with the vacuum and the wall onto the two of them, but 33 will get killed off.
They're ditching him, but top Crystallis, he goes to the portal, but there's actually a ward scouting him.
Can they make any sort of quick move over towards this to punish?
Might. Does Quinn have a TP available? He does. If they can swing the supports over, could definitely see a move happen. They're drawing the line. Yeah, they're making it.
Yeah, because killing off 33 is great and all, but they still want more.
They always want to be getting these core heroes, as many as possible.
And they know he's going to still be relatively around here. Quinn, can he find the catch?
Let's see if Crystallis is...
He's
getting pretty surrounded.
I think he suspects something's up. Yeah, he gets into the trees, tries to go for the TP, but they're caught him with the chains. They've got the bugs upon him. The damage coming in with the Desert from Watson. They get another core kill here, Gaming.
Wards, you know, Vision being so important. That ward up there catches, and they know how Tundra wants to play this game. They know they want to just sit back and farm, and they're getting the hunt. This time around, they're getting a bigger advantage than they did that last time.
They have to turn these kills into objectives, though.
Yeah, I mean, Tundra, immediately they just start doing their thing, right? Cutting waves, looking to buy time. Where they look to go. They do have a smoke available. They've got the Golem. He still hasn't popped the Grimoire. Will be level 2 Golem if he wants to use it before the next fight. Glimmer picked up for Malady. He's got a lot of these defensive items now on the 5 position. He's having a very good game on the Warlock, just like we saw Whitemon. He's got the Solo Crest, he's got the Glimmer, so he's got this buff up also for the Weaver. I did want to see last game, I gotta be honest. I wanted to see that extra buff up for Watson. Deso stack, he's at 2, and he's got the small crit. His damage is incredibly high right now on this Weaver.
Crystallis.
He's got the BKB.
Doesn't want to lead in onto Tofu.
Got that ward placed there, so they do see them.
Is under attack.
Sure. Go back away. These next few moments are very important for both sides.
Gaming can't afford a slip up. They also can't afford to sit back too much.
The Weaver's in a pretty comfortable spot in terms of like his farm, and he's also a pretty good matchup overall versus Morphling if he is keeping up with this type of farm, because he does have the mana break talent also too. These things add up for some Morph.
Smoke coming into play from Tundra. Gaming seem aware.
They've got Aegis to play around too.
Radiant.
This fight's not the easiest for Tundra by any means. Playing into all this, they do have a Vision down. They do have this ward that is scouting out Watson in the back line. Trying to get the catch. They might be able to find him. Watson, he gets caught. He's doomed.
Ace does get hit by the Ice Blast. So he's going to be stuck in the wall as well. Ace in trouble. That's going to be him going down the once.
What a move.
I get the shackle here, Tofu, but straight away, Crystallis steps up in with the BKB. Will get caught by the Raw, but Crystallis is perfectly fine. They can't hurt this dude.
And Ace is dead. The catch on Watson they get before the fight, it's massive.
Yeah, Tundra are ready.
What a Sox, they literally just walked up and he Shikuchi right into them, and they just get the Doom on him.
And these are the sort of slip-ups that gaming cannot afford to have against Tundra.
Oh, they can't be doing those mistakes. Splitting up, even when they have the Aegis, they're going to hemorrhage 3 kills, it looks like. Oh, he also caught. That's massive for Tundra.
That's a concerning one for gaming.
You see Tundra do this too often. They find a window, and then they just come back in the game completely. That's a huge series of kills. 20 seconds they've got, too. Looking for BZM, but he is perfectly healthy, so he's
these two can't kill him.
They're just hitting the creeps, life-stealing. Will find himself another amp damage for the next fight. What a catch. And, oh, that's a cool pivot. BZM, an Orchid picked up for him. And yeah, let's look at this one. The catch, they literally just walked up to him.
Indeed, the way that they were able to get Watson at the start of the fight set this up to be a very rough one.
Yep. Yeah, looking at BZM, look at this build he's gone for. So Orchid, now he's got the catch for the Ember as well, too. Sure, Quinn's got an S and Y, but that's not going to be an end-all protection versus that long silence as well. Sure, he can reduce it a bit, but BZM is now level 18, so a 2-level separation between him and anybody else in the game now.
I mean, he can mess with all of them, right? Yeah, Ace still hasn't got his BKB quite done, and of course Watson.
It's good for all of them.
He's not looking to build it at all. He wants to just get the Hurricane Pike finished. So that this silence,
I like this quite a bit from BZM.
Incredibly disruptive.
Yeah. Very cool build that he's gone for this game. Yet to die too, still on this Morphling.
Yeah, he's had a great series so far.
He truly popped off on that Tinker, and yes, looking to do similar on this Morphling. Now he has a good separation between him and the Weaver. That 2K is going to protect him quite a lot here.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Even cannot make another one of those slip-ups.
They really can't. Another rough fight, and next thing you know, Tundra's going to have completely taken away that lead that Gaming have.
33 is still kind of poor, though. That's actually something I'm kind of... I guess because there's so many people... Like, the Morphling is taking up so much space that he is falling behind in terms of that net worth, but he does have the 2 core items that he wanted this game. He's got the Dispel plus the Lotus to protect and reflect the Roar, and he's got the Greaves. Very strong in terms of the 5v5 now on Tundra.
I mean, I'm just flying out for BZM. He finishes an Orchid. Next thing you know, he's now got a Diffusal on top of it.
Ooh. That's nice. Not the Diffusal itself, but once he gets that Disperser, there's a lot of things that he can dispel. Fatal Bonds, the Chains, just so much work he's going to be able to do with that. Starting to get the tower push going, too, this tier 2.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Gaming.
They're not even going to glyph it.
What's the plan from Gaming?
They didn't even glyph. They just let it drop.
It's starting to look very difficult for Gaming.
Yeah, I mean, BZM is just getting way too much.
You don't imagine, right? The Gaming's looking at BZM's Morph and being like, how did we let this through?
I'm clicking around and I'm checking to see if there's going to be any like pivot in items. Like maybe Ace needs to go for BKB, but I'm starting to feel like they're going to need a Hex pretty early on at some point just to deal with this Morphling, have that extra control, because BZM's just getting too much space.
Is under attack.
And just, there's just such limited ways to really catch him. And he's got a snowball save, you know, Saksa. He's got the blink finished. Not the fastest blink by any means on a Tusk, but even if you get the Roar, let's say, on the Morph, there's gonna be ways to bail him out. A Blast. Come in toward the end of it. Then we'll be able to claim that shard, of course, their formality. Who has still yet to consume the Grimoire. Very interesting.
Clearly giving a lot of XP. Right, I mean,
2,500 right now, right?
I mean, I guess at this point, you sort of just save it for trying to get that power spike to hit the 18 at a point.
Something like that, I guess.
Get the level 3 Golem.
It's not going to have like the biggest impact by any means, but I guess he's just trying to hold it on as long as possible. I mean, they're keeping themselves farming.
They are.
It's just this Morphling is the issue, right? It's just the scare of the Morph.
Yeah, it does. Like it
level 20.
Like BZM, does he really lose these sort of Morph games? I don't think he does.
Okay,
I don't know if we got a BZM Morph stat. I bet we got a good BZM Morph stat.
Yeah, we did have the BZM Tinker stat that, I mean, he lost the last 3, but then he looked fantastic and super comfortable on the Tinker, so. Yeah. Looking to strike around this next Roche. This one has to go smoothly for them, or the game is going to slip away.
Yeah, they need this Aegis.
Tower is under attack.
That Boar Scout out Saksa? I think it did. They were looking for a move onto him, but won't be able to get him. Quinn continues to get all the power runes. Looks like they are going to be camping that Roche. About a minute until it spawns. BZM, the tree line. They're smoking Tundra.
Tundra's ready to fight this.
They've got a Mant on Crystallis now, too.
James will come out here on the two of them. Ace is going to jump for it. He's going to drop the Roar down on towards the Tusk. They'll burst through Saxa.
That's a nice start.
So if they can try and chase him for more, they're looking at Crystallis.
Tofu is dead in the backline. BZM found the snipe.
And they're still a bit scared about chasing onwards. As Crystallis is going to get the position to sort of get back, step over to the safety of BZM.
He's on a 4-game win streak.
Well, there we go,
makes sense. Yeah. He gets this. I mean, this fight, they get the catch on the ideal target, right? The Roar on the hero that's going to save them. But then BZM actually gets a snipe and catches the win range in the back line. And Gaimin had committed quite a bit for that kill. They committed BKB and Roar, so scared to persist forward to it. And Tundra,
Roshan's up.
They're thinking about going for it. They've got the disperser now for BZM, too.
I mean, honestly,
so
BZM...
fast.
If he's primed to maybe even get rampages this game.
Definitely.
It feels like with the lead that he has, the items he has online at 29 minutes in, he is terrifying.
And look at what he's got with him, too. He's got the pack leader aura. So Crystallis, he's picked that one up for the extra bonus damage, and that's the dream on something like Morphling. So much extra damage for him. Yeah, Disperser's done. No Roar. Actually, coming back up now. BKB also in about 20 seconds, so Gaimin
under attack.
patiently waiting for that next catch with the Roar, but they have to know where Saxa is. Tundra waiting on this high ground, waiting around their vision.
A golden thread.
Yeah, BKB Roar, it's back up. Roche gonna start shifting position to the bottom side. Tundra's very ready for the fight. All grouped up still. Gaimin, they'll smoke. Ace. There's the Manta. Radiant scan did catch Ace for a second.
Ace is heading in.
Saxa.
He's going to find Saxa. Gets him with the Roar. They're going to try and focus Saxa again. First at the beginning of the fight, they'll take him down.
They get him again.
That's the Tusk gone. Can they turn it into anything more? Quinn's trying to chase him forward. He's got his eyes on Whitemon. Got the Yule set up.
They're poking him from a distance.
And with the sleight of fist, Quinn will be able to finish it.
Watson looking for another chase.
The BZM. They'll back off with the waveform.
He used the bugs. I thought they were going to save the bugs to go instantly for that Roche. So 15 seconds, they won't have that to accelerate them.
Can Tundra, with the three of them, still sort of keep Gaimin on the toes and stop Gaimin from being able to go for the Roche?
Absolutely. With the BKB at the ready, the Tusk is going to be respawning soon. The bugs are going to come back up.
I mean, because Gaimin's going to start hitting it, but Tundra are starting to move over towards still with just the three of them.
There's the bugs. Going to start accelerating.
They know that they're in here.
Full Mantis to scout.
Gaimin, they're feeling it themselves now. They're like, can we really continue to try and come in for this? They'll drop the wall down 33. Jump forward here, looking to try and focus Watson. They get him with the silence, but yours is there from Quinn to hold back BZM. They'll drop the golem. They're in the pit. Ace is trying to finish with the Roche. He gets the snap.
How did he get there?
He picks it up. He's able to walk out. And now Christus on the front lines with the BKB. He's just running them down. Gets the Doom in onto Quinn. Quinn's gone. The blast connects onto Malady.
Oh, these Roshans have been the kryptonite of Gaimin. In that last game, it was the 5-man Fatal Bond laser. This one, it's 33 just walking in and stealing the Aegis.
Get the dust and the Atos onto Watson.
He gets himself out of this one here, too. They might still chase. BZM does have that Orchid. He will TP out, so will Tofu, but Tundra, what a strike.
Yeah, they knew that they could force it. Gaimin, you could feel sort of the hesitation. They were like, can we really do this? They tried to finish it.
It's all these split-second little calls and moves that they make, right? The fact that he'd used the bugs earlier makes them kill that Roche slower, so that it gives time. I mean, 33, how the hell does he
because you got Ace and Quinn both in there trying to grab it themselves, but 33 is able to get the pick off, and at that point, the fight's just over, right? Crystallis comes in with this wraparound, gets the Doom down on a Quinn, and ain't nobody touching this Doom.
And they could have even lost more there on the side of Gaimin. It was very close to them potentially even losing that Weaver.
Yep.
As BZM now thriving with this. At last game also, it was when that's when Gaimin started to lose control of the game. It was around that Roche, and now Tundra with Aegis on 33. He's probably so happy. That prevents a lot of that tempo, that timing that Gaming wanted to be playing around. Now they're playing versus this insanely farmed Morphling, and they don't have an Aegis to play on for that next fight. Lincoln's about to be... Actually, it is finished up for Watson, so he will have some extra protection either versus the Morph or the Doom, but it feels like he's having difficulty just sticking on targets. He doesn't kill them fast enough in comparison. BZM hits for over 500 when he's got that Alpha Wolf near him. Almost 500.
What do you use?
Two.
Do you fight into the Aegis?
It feels like they kind of have to. I think if they just slow the pace of the game down, they're going to just get out-farmed. They're looking for this potential attempt of a catch. Everything is at the ready, Owen. Boom is up. Full AC also, I think, about to be delivered. Crystallis, he just gets it. Whitemon. We'll get the connection. Quinn.
He's able to get the Atos and the Ice Blast off on a Quinn. Whitemon survives for now, and him they go with the silence. Quinn's just dead.
Whitemon.
He'll finally fall, but he's already done the damage. Ace puts the BKB. Doesn't matter. They tear through it with the physical damage output.
What a play from Whitemon. He just instantly throws the blast.
He's not getting out. Tries to TP away. They've got him with the dust and the vacuum.
Oh, Tundra. Crushing these last few fights. Just continuously getting the cores. They keep getting Ace. They keep getting Quinn. They get the Doom right on top of him. Quick reaction coming in from Whitemon, and now the push. 2 cores are dead. And these racks might just die.
I think they will. Maybe even a second set.
Yeah. Definitely a possibility. I mean, BZM pushes so fast. Full Revenant's Brooch picked up, so that damage is going to be a lot higher for the Weaver if he can actually hit targets, but he's not able to hit targets.
They're going to try. They try to get the shackles, but the dodge is there from Crystallis. They turn towards Watson. He has to time lapse out. The barracks are falling. BZM's ready to go in. He jumps into the Wind Rage. He gets the pushback with the Gale Force. He's just styling on the BZM.
He's out of control. This game is just looking impossible for Watson to do anything. I don't remember the last time I saw him really just getting to hit targets. The approach from Tundra, it's perfect now. They still have the Aegis. Another Lincoln's also picked up. We see 33 grabs his, so now the Roar, they've got an answer for that, and my goodness, BZM. The items just keep flurrying in. A full Scotty for him. That is crazy farm that this Morph has. This might be the most farmed Morph I think I've seen at 35 minutes.
Yeah, we might even have some stats on that.
And he's about to be 25
and in terms of the levels as well, yeah. But it's going to be level 25, 35 minutes in.
He's 3 levels over the Weaver now at this point.
As we talked about from the draft, maybe they really did just forget about it. They let him have it. Whatever plan they had, if they, indeed were like, you know what, let him have the Morph mid. It's not working out, folks.
No, I mean, Quinn did good in the matchup, but overall in the game, you're seeing the problem of that matchup. The Morph just thrives. There's just not the control for him. And the Roar, it's never really going to go on him either. Full Scotty now for him. It's just insane how tanky he is. 2,300 HP. Now he's hitting for over 500 when he's got the Doom near him too.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
And where do you go from here on Gaming? That was them looking to pick those fights, and it's just not gone their favor at all.
So in terms of the Aegis snatches, as we just had one from 33, he's done 8 before. So this is the 9th one that he's done here. The last time was quite a while ago, back in 2018.
That was in a winning game.
Oh, that's true. So maybe he's done them more recently in a losing.
If I'm understanding.
Indeed, it is written like that, but maybe that's yeah. We'll go with it.
BZM he has the protection of all these buffs. Lotus is thrown on him.
Oh, he's just gonna go in.
He just one-taps Malady.
Ace is gonna try and turn with the roll. Can they kill him? The thermal save comes in. They get the vacuum in under the 3 of them. Doing gets dropped down onto Quinn. Quinn's out. No buyback.
That might just be it. It's just 3 of them versus the 5. BZM building up off the creeps. Look at this damage.
I mean, they're just looking at the tier 4s. Damon, have they got anything left? BZM is destroying the towers. He's looking at destroying them as well. Tries to head and get the silence on Watson. BZM is going to get pushed back for now by the Gale Force, but they just can't bring it down even the once.
They're just ending it.
They're just onto the Ancient. Damon, can they do anything here?
He's just killing the throne.
Yeah, he is. They're looking to close it up here, Tundra. The Gaming have got nothing left in the tank. BZM's ready to be diving the fountain. GG's called. It's over, folks.
What a game, but Tundra.
They're going to the grand finals.
They are just insane. Once they get the ball rolling so many times, you're like, yeah, okay, other teams got like a 5K, 6K lead, and then bam, they just wait for that timing. Tundra, they strike. And I'm going to give them a lot of credit. Yes, BZM in particular, but this man on your screen too, Whitemon. These little small things, these little preparation plays, putting these obs wards, blocking camps, preventing all these moves from game.